shit.
What a way to start the show. Well, we also have some sad news to kick off the show because for some reason that's how our series has been going lately. A lot of sad news in the sports or pro wrestling world. And today we lost one of the greatest Mets of all time, Ed Kranepool, member of the 69 World Series, played 19 seasons with the Mets, started as an 18-year-old, and yeah, 19 seasons in his career, all with the Mets. Won a World Series in '69. Big time fan favorite. So yeah, rest in peace to Ed Kranepool. Tro, what do you want to say about Ed Kranepool?
I've heard the name a lot. What number was he? You know, because
I'm
I'm pretty
trying to.
sure we probably don't have his number retired.
Yeah, no, his number's not retired. I am not
Of
sure
course
what
not.
his. I'm not sure what his number is, but you know,
I'm sure.
Ever since Cohen took over, he's been
Yeah,
retiring all the numbers. Next year's right, so
yeah,
Kranepool's going to get it soon at some point. I would
yeah.
think.
I'm sure Ed Kranepool once bumped into the Wilpons, and the Wilpons said, "Yeah, that's it. We're not going retire. We're not going to retire a number out of fucking spite.
Nah. So
Fuck the Wilpons."
yeah. So on a lighter
You
note,
know. No,
um,
hold on. We still lost somebody else.
right, James
We
Earl Jones,
lost
right? Yeah.
93 years old.
Wow.
Somebody said gone too soon. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
he was 93 years old. I don't think that's too soon.
Right. But
It's
still,
sad, but
it is. Yeah, it's still sad. Rest in peace to him.
it's not like he was 25. It's not like he's like 40 years old. It's like no, he lived a pretty good long life.
That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. But on a lighter note, it is Victory Monday. Although Tro doesn't celebrate that, sadly. But you know, got the dub, beat the Titans. What was it that what was the final score out there for the Giants? I'm disappointed in the Giants, man.
I
Uh,
believe we lost 28-6.
yeah, yeah, against the Vikings. So yeah, thanks for the
Against the
help,
Vikings.
Tro. Thanks for the help.
Frank. The funny thing is, you said how pissed off you were, mad at my Giants. You're like, oh, I can't believe the Giants put the ball. Oh, Frank! As I'm being crucified on Twitter or X or whatever the fuck you want to call it, you're like, oh, damn, the Giants lost, but I still won. Tro's over there getting his ass fucking crucified for daring to defend Daniel Jones. Oh my god, Daniel Jones is just the worst person to ever live. I personally thought it was Adolf Hitler, but Giants Twitter has convinced me that
You got it right.
it is actually Daniel Jones. Like this is just new. I can't believe it. Hail Jones, I guess. Damn,
So
just craziness.
so yeah, when I said I messaged you said I was disappointed in your Giants, and then you sent like a one
Voice
minute
message.
voice message. And as I'm listening to this, Jalen Johnson gets a pick to ice our game. So I did not hear like at least 2 seconds of your clip there, but I heard most of it. But you know, as I'm listening, Jalen gets the pick, so obviously gotta yell yes, celebrate that dub.
Yeah, so celebrate this.
And like I said in our Bears and Giants preview videos, I said Tyreek Stevenson was going to lead the team in picks. How about it? Week 1, he gets his first career pick 6. That boy can ball, man. 4 picks in his rookie year last year. If we would have played the Giants and Daniel Jones was healthy, he would have had like 10 picks.
No, he wouldn't have. Every pick that Daniel Jones threw yesterday was not on him. In the end zone, the defender literally jumped in front of the receiver he was throwing to. I don't know what people expect. He literally got right in front of him at the last possible second. Is Daniel Jones supposed to have fucking future sight? Like, he's gonna be there right now, right that second. I better not throw it to him. But here's my favorite stat of the week. Number one overall pick, Caleb Williams, 0 touchdowns. The
Yeah,
same as Daniel Jones.
yeah, but what's the records again? What's the records again,
Oh, it
Caleb?
doesn't matter. I'm talking about individual performances. We both have 0
Yeah.
touchdowns. In that
But again, Old Man River. So you give up a
but make an excuse. You see, the way you described Caleb Williams, he should have been like Mr. Perfect and thrown the ball deep
I'm
and
not.
catch it himself.
I'm not saying he had a good game at all. He did not. But he should have had one touchdown. But Old Man River, this supposed Hall of Famer, right in his hands in the end zone, drops. And this is why I'm so tired of when one of my teams acquires somebody who's a Hall of Famer. He's at the end of his freaking career. If a guy has put 10 plus years of a Hall of Fame status for another team, then I don't want him, because then for another team, then he comes to my team. He's coming to my team at the worst possible time. And that's why I did not want Keenan Allen. Great player, Hall of Famer, but he's at the end of his career. We don't want people to come. I don't want players coming and dying on my team. But
that's why in about 9 years from now, folks, we will have to retire Frank, as he'll be a 40-year-old man, and personally, we don't need 40-year-olds doing this podcast game.
I don't think Keenan is
You're gonna go to the retirement home. Oh, like great shit. 9 years.
Keenan is literally mine.
What an old man. Just an old man. And you want him to retire. Wow.
I didn't say
How
I want
about
him
you
to
retire, Frank?
I didn't say I want him to retire. I said
He was at the end of his career.
He can go to wherever he wants and play at the end of his career, just not here. That's the way I see it. That's what people were saying. That's what people were saying when I was talking about I hated that we signed Verlander. I was like, well, you want him to retire? I'm like, he doesn't have to retire. He can go play somewhere else, just not here.
I don't know. I don't know if you'll be saying that if he makes a good catch to win you a game.
We'll see. The thing is, people are just expecting him to still be what he was, at a Hall of Fame level. I just don't expect that to happen. What I hope we get out of him is he's at least a really good number 3. That's a good number 3, I should say. Not a good number 3. And truthfully, that's all we need from him when you got guys like Aarmandgon, who hopefully is okay. He's getting an MRI tomorrow, apparently.
Oh, I thought he would. Man, the way you really hyped up these Aarmandgon and Caleb Williams, I thought they'd be perfect.
Because he's hurt now, he's a bust. You just saying?
I'm pretty sure. What's his name? Daniel Jones actually had more rushing yards than Caleb Williams.
That's fine.
Which is saying a lot, because like the first 2 plays that they fucking ran of the season was literally him scrambling, and I said, "Oh my God, is Brian Daboll trying to fucking kill this kid?"
That's fine. It's just one game. Caleb will be back next week, and hopefully,
who am I? They're coming at me. This isn't college anymore.
You see that, right? As opposed to Daniel Jones.
Why am I holding up 4 fingers, Frank? I wonder why.
9-time NFL champs, right here. About to make it.
No one gives a shit about the NFL champions.
It counts whether you like it or not.
Yeah, you throw a parade for yourself. Why don't you?
We're gonna throw a parade come about. Let's see, February is the Super Bowl, so yeah, in February, just a couple weeks after the Super Bowl. Yeah, when we get NFL title number 10, Caleb Williams becomes the first quarterback in NFL history to win the Super Bowl as a rookie. Although that should come with an asterisk, because technically Tom Brady won the Super Bowl in his first year as a starter. It just wasn't his rookie year.
You know it's gonna happen, right, Frank? You guys are gonna be rolling, doing great, and then the election's gonna happen. The world's gonna turn. The world's gonna turn to shit, and they're gonna have to cancel the NFL season, and then we'll never know. We'll
My
never know if Caleb Williams could have been something.
my only complaint from yesterday's win, aside from the fact that the offense just was not there at all, but other than that, my only complaint is why is Velus Jones still back there returning kicks? My goodness. I have never seen anybody who legitimately cannot catch a kick off or a punt in my life, I swear. And now finally somebody else stepped up. This kid DeAndre Carter, all of a sudden he nearly broke like a punt return. He nearly broke a kick return. He could have easily had a Devin Hester type day, punt and kick
Oh
return.
yeah, he should have done that in the Super Bowl. You guys would have won,
Shut up.
right?
Shut up.
Did you like the clip that I sent you after you tagged me?
Yeah, so yeah, just let's pull up stuff from almost 20 years ago to make
If you're gonna bring up if you're gonna bring up the Giants losing to the Ravens in the Super Bowl, that doesn't affect me.
I didn't bring that up.
I'm just saying I was 3 years old. That doesn't. I was like, boo! No, the Giants lost.
I didn't bring that up though. I was talking about how Caleb Williams and Justin Fields are 1-0 and Daniel Jones is 0-1. And that was your response, a clip of a Super Bowl from nearly 20 years ago.
Yeah, but it still hurts you.
Yeah.
Still brings you pain. Whenever I get down, you know what I do? I just turn on Super Bowl 42 or for Super Bowl 46.
Well,
My mood just instantly changes because I can actually watch the Giants win a Super Bowl in HD.
you know what I do? I actually just turn on our latest game to watch a victory. You got to turn on old games from like 20 years ago. I just turn on the
Uh,
latest one. And you know what's funny? I brought up a couple of streams. It was actually SummerSlam 99. Remember that review? I brought up the 2012 game against Tennessee. And I didn't know it at the time, although it does make sense because we barely played Tennessee. But we had not beat Titans since that game. And in that game, Corey Wooten blocked a punt, and I believe Sherrick McManus recovered it for a touchdown. And yesterday, Daniel Hardy blocked the punt, and the King of Paris, Jonathan Owens, recovered it for a touchdown. How about that? History repeating itself.
is he related to Matt or Jeff?
Daniel Hardy? No.
Damn. He will not die.
I think. Oh, yeah. We do have one of the Hardys on the show. We're about to go over. Which,
Yeah,
by
it was
the way,
the first match I ever watched.
first show you ever watched.
Well, that was the segment. That was the segment that got me in.
It was the opening match, so no, it wasn't the tag team.
No, or yeah, we have a show. We actually have a wrestling show. We've spent the first 15 minutes shit talking each other's football team.
Hey, it's Victory Monday, man. You know, Victory Monday.
Oh,
Tro doesn't really
fuck Victory Monday.
Tro doesn't really celebrate, but you know,
Victory Monday.
And in not celebration because I'm not a Dolphin fan, but in tribute to Tyreek Hill. I
hope Tyreek Henry's okay. He must have been arrested. Poor Tyreek Henry.
In tribute to Tyreek Hill, I got detained while arriving to this stream. You know, that's
podcasting under the influence, obviously. Podcasting recklessly.
Some people do that, but you know,
that's crazy. We should. That's A. That's C to the J in the alphabet.
So we are 14 minutes into the show, and we haven't even said what we are reviewing. But
yeah, whatever.
Here we go. We are reviewing the December 2nd, 2005 edition of Smackdown. This was Tro's first Smackdown ever, first show ever, right?
Yeah, that Randy Orton Undertaker segment is what hooked my ass.
So we both started with a Smackdown. That's pretty cool. and we both were hooked on the major storyline that was going on at the time. That's really cool.
What a fucking SmackDown I have picked. This is the epitome. All we were missing was the juniors division. This is the epitome of 2005 SmackDown.
Somebody had a sign too. I noticed it like late in the show. Somebody had a sign that said the junior, or no, actually it was a sign that wouldn't fly today. They used the M word, and it said they equal ratings, which wasn't that what they were calling the division at first, and then the network UPN was like,
maybe.
no, you're not. I think I remember that. UPN was like, nope, don't be doing that, and that's when
don't do that, you idiots.
They had to call it the
juniors.
Juniors, yeah.
It's super porky.
Oh my gosh. 2005 SmackDown 3. It was still good, but there's a reason why I stopped to watch. Well, not stopped watching, but there was a reason why my interest was slowly dying at this point.
We have a pretty big debut tonight, though.
Oh, yeah. The debut of, well, we'll get to who's debuting, but it is a very interesting debut, to say the least.
Now, can I give at least some background of what happened the week prior to this SmackDown?
Go right ahead, but before you do that, not to interrupt you, I want to say too, because we've been speed running these shows lately. We finally got all the solo shows we had planned. They're out of the way. The next thing, we will be getting to the Road to WrestleMania 15, then the Road to Unforgiven 01, and then we can finally start picking shows again. But go ahead, line it up.
So this was the week before was a live edition of SmackDown.
Yes.
It was the first SmackDown post Survivor Series, and they had the Undertaker out there. Undertaker had returned at Survivor Series, one of the best underrated returns. He comes back from the dead in a burning casket that falls from the sky.
Yeah.
Tries to attack Randy Orton, beats up a couple of jobbers and Regal. But I forget why they had Eddie Guerrero's car out for some reason. But essentially,
they were tributing him in that episode. Yeah.
But essentially, Randy Orton hits Undertaker in the back of the head with a tire iron and backs up and kills the Undertaker for the second time within 2 months.
I remember watching that night. That was a great ending, and that was drama.
So we're clear. The Undertaker has now been blown up in electrical stuff and burned alive.
He's already dead, though. How can
I know he keeps on coming back? What the fuck? This Undertaker is just. This is like the insane version of I keep coming back. My body says quit, but my heart says no. But yeah, it was a Super SmackDown. It was the fallout of Survivor Series where Team SmackDown had won.
Yep.
And it was one of the rare. It was a very, very rare live Tuesday SmackDown because that's back when they were taping it on Tuesdays. So it was like, oh my god, everything's live. Shit.
The first time we ever got a live SmackDown, we've actually already covered that one. That would be the September 13th, 2001 SmackDown. That was the first ever live SmackDown, although that was on Thursday. But obviously, we all know why that happened. But is there anything else you want to go over? That show?
What happened the week before? I think that's really just the major thing. I mean, Batista's not legit hurt yet, but he's kind of middle. There's kind of middle and like, oh well, shit. He's already beaten JBL, and Randy Orton's occupied with the Undertaker. We have literally nothing better for him to do other than tag with Ray and say it's for Eddie Guerrero.
And as we are going to get into very soon, Randy Orton thinks his driving skills should get him a world title shot against the aforementioned Batista.
This isn't Crazy Taxi. You don't get points for killing people.
So let's get into this show here. The December 2nd, 2005 edition of SmackDown and the aforementioned SmackDown special that you were just talking about. They kick it off recapping that show, and they show the whole thing with Eddie Guerrero's car being ran into the stage by Randy Orton with Undertaker on the car. And clearly, they shot this special right before that SmackDown, this SmackDown here. So the special was live, SmackDown itself wasn't, because the show kicks off and there's caution tape on the entranceway where the SmackDown logo is projected on that screen. There's caution tape on that screen. And
Crazy how he only took out one panel of the whole
yeah,
screen. Yeah, he picked it. He picked out like the perfect panel. Like what if it was just a fucking what if there was something behind a different panel? Like, oh shit, he's just hurt. He keeps on backing up. hits the freaking parking lot. I'll hit something that'll kill him.
So now we really get into the show. The show starts after the recap of the SmackDown special, and that awesome song hits. That awesome.
Rise up!
What?
Rise up!
What's up? No,
I said rise up.
Oh, right. No. I'm not talking about the theme song. You know what song I'm talking about. We talked about it last week.
Oh, god damn it. Eminem.
No.
No.
You don't. This is your first show ever. You don't know who kicked it off? I mean, what happened at the end?
Hey!
There you go.
There's nothing you can say. I just killed the Undertaker. I used Eddie Guerrero's car. Here's my dad. He has hepatitis, but don't tell the Undertaker.
So the Ortons, I should say, come out. They immediately look at the projection stage thing that's got the caution tape on it, admiring their work. And so Randy Orton makes it clear that he killed the Undertaker, leaving himself as the only true phenom. And he says because of it, like we said, he does think this. He deserves a world heavyweight title shot against the Animal, Dave Batista, who you and I are just a few months away from being in the same room as. Think of that. Just a few months away. The fans, obviously, so Orton's like, I deserve a title shot, and everybody agrees with me, and then the whole crowd just boos him.
I mean, to be fair, he has the initiative to take it.
He's a heel.
Yeah, but come on. He does deserve a world title shot. Come on, why not?
Well, who would be next in line if it wasn't Orton?
Exactly. That's why they have him tagging with Batista, with Rey Mysterio.
That's a lot of guys to be tagging with.
I know he's tagging with himself and a dead guy. Really out there. That's how bad the SmackDown roster was in 2005.
So Randy gets a little pissed off at the fact that the fans disagree. So he says, "Hey," he starts listing off his list of accomplishments and says, "I don't care what you guys think." And then he calls out Batista for a title match at Armageddon, which is the next pay-per-view, and he promises to win the world title because it's his destiny. This is a great way to kick off the show. Obviously, you end the SmackDown special just 2 nights ago with a bang, with that dramatic ending. So obviously the Ortons were kicking off this show, and they did a great job here. I give this 10 out of 10. And let me see something. Hold on. Yeah, I would pretty much give this. No, actually, I do have a different segment of the night, but this is definitely like at least the second best segment. And now, uh, in 2005, whenever I heard this song, we talk about songs. Whenever I heard the next song that plays, I got a
Oh,
little
I know
giddy.
it.
Yeah, I got very giddy as a
The,
teenager when this song
the
hit.
Mexicals theme, yeah.
And it's as soon as you said that a vehicle, you just heard a vehicle. Was that the Juan Deere going off there?
Yeah, it was Juventud Guerrero. It was his ass getting fired after Armageddon.
Have you ever been jealous of an announced team?
No, I don't want to. The thought of having Vince McMahon yelling in my ear is not
Well,
exactly
yeah.
not exactly somebody I like. Ah, fuck off!
But
Put
you know
over the
what?
Mexicals.
You know what? When Vince is yelling in your ear and your eyesight is what Michael Cole and Taz's eyesight were in this upcoming match, what they got to see, it's kind of worth it having Vince McMahon yell in your ear. So anyway, Eminem comes out with, of course, Melina, and they
Splits.
yeah. So they walk past the ring because obviously they are not in this match. This is the number one contenders tag team battle royal, which is weird. I never understand why tag team battle royals. But anyway, so they walk past the ring and Cole and Taz are like, what happened to the iconic entrance? Why are we not seeing it this week? So they walk all the way up to the announcer's booth right in front of Cole and Taz, and Nitro and Mercury just slap the tag belts on. They slap the tag belts on the table, and they say, "Watch this." And that is when Melina does the split on the table. But not only that, after that, she just sits on the table for the whole match, like in Colin Taz's. Well, there are monitors. I was gonna say I don't even know how they
Yeah,
watch the match, but there
yeah.
were
No,
monitors.
they watch. That's what they're told. They are told
Yeah,
to
to
watch the
watch
monitors
the
because it's supposed to. They're supposed to relay what we're seeing on TV. So
I, I would have gotten fired on this night because I would not have been watching the monitors.
I feel bad for the people behind Cole and Taz because
Oh
they're
yeah,
being blocked. They're being blocked by Melina.
paid all this money now. But
Yeah, I came here to see the dicks, please.
yeah, speaking of that, tag team battle royal and the aforementioned dicks are one of the tag team.
Now we got we got Heidenreich and Animal, the new LOD.
Yeah,
We had
I've been watching.
two. We had two cool 2.0 with. No, we had Kai and Tai and Too Cool together. Two
Who is too
Kai.
cool? Who is too cool 2.0? Who would that be?
We would have had Scotty Too Hottie and Funaki out there.
They were. See,
Pretty sure they were.
there were so many random ass tag teams, and this is one thing as a huge Eminem fan, it's just another reason that it's so disappointing that they they split so soon because in 2005, especially at this point, they were having a lot of random tag team title pay-per-view matches. Like No Mercy, they literally at No Mercy faced a couple local guys.
Yeah, I bet.
The tag division on SmackDown at this time was very weak,
And
except
this
for
was one of the most weirdest tag team battle royal matches ever because it's literally if your partner gets eliminated, then you're both
that's what I'm
like
saying. That's why I don't. That's why I wasn't really fucking with this match. But
it's so. But we had the dicks, so it's all worth it.
so
Could you
the
imagine
new
the dicks versus Eminem?
so the new LOD. I've been watching the old LOD a lot because I've been watching those '97 Raws. So I've been seeing them a lot. But the one thing I do. What, you don't like the Legion of Doom?
Heidenreich and Animal. Of course, I love the LOD.
No, not LOD 2005. I mean the original LOD.
I hate that you stole my joke. I was thinking the same
LOD
thing.
2005.
2005.
I mean, if
It works.
if the what was why am I forgetting his name? He passed away a couple years ago.
Draws.
Draws. If Draws is LOD was LOD 2000, then this is LOD 2005.
Yeah,
It's
this is LOD 2005. Except Animal hates everything and doesn't like Heidenreich.
he hated Heidenreich, yeah.
I know he did.
That's that was the thing on. That's another thing with the tag team division in 2005. The actual good tag teams hated each other in real life. Mercury and Nitro hated each other. That's one of the reasons why they split so early. Obviously, Mercury also had a little, his own issues, and that was a big reason why they split. And then you got Heidenreich in Animal, and Animal hated.
This was that short period of time when they brought Animal in, and he actually worked a couple. He was almost a mainstay for a while because after LOD 2005 breakup, which I think happens within weeks, because I know Heidenreich doesn't make it to 2006
No,
deeply.
he got fired. He's from New Orleans, and he got fired like right after Katrina.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So his ass gets fired pretty soon after this.
Yep.
So they have I know they have Animal. They don't even call him Road Warrior. They just call him Animal.
Yeah.
In the WrestleMania 22 Battle Royal, where he loses to Viscera, and then they had him as a single star for a little bit and feuded with Matt Hardy.
So that is right before, or no, right after, I should say, right after the night where we were in the same building at the same time and didn't even know each other. But at WrestleMania 22, I was so pissed that Eminem wasn't on the card. I remember that I was so pissed. They were in the Battle Royal. They were in the aforementioned pre-show Battle Royal. They were not on the actual card, and that pissed me off. And even if they were on the card and in that Battle Royal, if that Battle Royal was part of the pay-per-view, it would still piss me off because you're wasting. This team has been the best tag team on SmackDown all year in 2005. And they had to go through a shit tag division where they're facing local guys at freaking No Mercy. Set up some damn tag team, even if you got to do it on the fly.
They did though, because that freaking No Way Out, it was Matt Hardy and his mystery partner Tatanka.
Tatanka, yeah.
And then you want to know the next time they had a pay-per-view match? It was when they lost the titles to Kendrick and London.
That's really who they should have faced at WrestleMania 22, London and Kendrick.
They were still building them up. They were on Velocity for years.
Yeah, but they were feuding at this point, and the crowd was behind them. They were in love with them in the early times. That's why they won tag titles. Plus the fact that Eminem was splitting.
Another tag team who don't really like each other. Lundrick,
essentially, yeah,
Lundrick.
The one thing I will say, and I'm not going to try to defend this match at all because it's just a silly ass battle royal. By the way, we're just doing battle royals now. That's 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
And of course, then the show before that we had Tag Team Turmoil, which is sort of like that's what a tag team battle royal should be. Tag Team Turmoil. But the one thing
that's the most New York thing in turmoil.
The one good thing about the rule of if your partner gets eliminated, you're out too, is they did a pretty cool little spot. And here we go. This was probably leading up to the breakup, but they did a cool little spot where Animal grabbed somebody. I forgot who it was. There was a lot of random people in this tag team tournament too. Like battle royal. Like I said, the tag division was not strong at this time, but Animal grabbed somebody, throws them against the ropes. There's like a whole bunch of people on the ropes, and Heidenreich is pretty much hanging on for dear life on the apron. And so once Animal throws the guy, he bumps Heidenreich out. So Animal essentially eliminated himself. That is legitimately the one good thing I'll say about this match, because last week's battle royal. First off, it was a one-on-one type battle royal where it wasn't a tag team battle royal, but the crowd was into that battle royal, and the great ending, the dramatic ending that led to the main event. Crowd really didn't care about this, and who could blame them? I mean, the best tag team in this match was sitting on the announce table.
Come on, the Dicks and the Mexicals,
Right,
they were right there.
the Mexicals won the match, and then they got the title shot at Armageddon against Eminem. Well, at least Eminem actually faced like notable guys at this pay per view, but even like just facing the
Hold on,
Mexicals, like
the they don't even have the tag team titles by at Armageddon.
Eminem.
No, because they give it to Batista and Rey Mysterio,
Oh yeah,
so they
that's
can
right. That's
so they can
right.
have tag team champions versus tag team. Man, the Mexicals got fucked.
And they still face. Didn't they still face Eminem? I'm pretty
I'm
sure they
pretty sure
did.
they did because
Yeah.
Juventud Guerrero, I think, either faced for the cruiserweight title or had it at Armageddon,
Okay.
and then got fired.
So I know that the Mexicals didn't face Mysterio and Batista because Mysterio and Batista
No.
faced Cena and not Cena. That's the next Armageddon. Kane and Big Show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that would have been a hell of a tag team match, though.
Yeah, that match is build up. By the way, this main event for Armageddon we talk about that gets built up at the end of the night. Let's move on from this freaking tag team battle royal.
Damn.
At least we got Melina out there, but lucky ass Michael Cole and Taz. That's all I'll say. JBL interviewed by Josh Matthews, and JBL just sits there and bullies the hell out of Josh Matthews.
Yeah. What a surprise! JBL bullying Josh Matthews.
Nah, that's not what happened. That's not what
No.
happened. JBL says nothing would have happened to Rey Mysterio. This is talking about what happened to Rey at the end before the car thing at the end of the Smackdown special. Nothing would have happened to Rey Mysterio on Tuesday if it wasn't for JBL. And he says tonight, him and JBL or him and Mysterio, are going to take care of Kane and Big Show. And he says JBL is going to defend his show, and that being the new show he had on CSNBC.
You know what kind of month Josh Matthews has? Because this is a doozy of a month for poor old Josh here.
Yeah, because he goes from this interview with JBL to lunchtime suicide.
So
that would not be wise, Tro. That would not be wise, Tro.
He goes to lunchtime suicide with fucking Tim White, where every week he's trying to kill himself until the last week when he kills Josh Matthews. But before that, during the build for the Undertaker and Randy Orton, Undertaker possesses him. And the funniest segment ever, because all you hear is Josh Matthews going, ah, and then you hear Undertaker's voice come out of Josh Matthews like, buckle up, Randy. It's going to be a highway to hell now. And it's just like, this man was on Tough Enough.
Yeah. Oh, we should mention too. I don't want to go back to that damn battle royal, but one thing of note happened in that battle royal. The lights went out at one point, and you mentioned there is a big debut here on this show, so the lights go out. That's building up to that. So after JBL does his, for my show promo here, we have blood pouring down the Smackdown screen, which is normally, they do those interviews in the back, the Smackdown screens behind them.
Yeah.
Blood starts pouring down that Smackdown screen. JBL just stands there like, what the hell is going on? I give this segment I give the segment 9.5 out of 10 because JBL just cut a nice little passionate promo there, and then obviously the blood build again. So much weird stuff going on this night, and it's leading towards a debut. We will get to that a little later. Next up, Booker T comes out and with Charmel, and they are on commentary for this next match: Chris Benoit versus William Regal. They showed highlights of a Velocity match where William Regal was just bloodied as hell, and this was against Benoit. This was an okay match. I give it about 2.5. It's so weird. Like they were just wrestling. Obviously, it's Benoit and Regal. That's what you expect. But they were just wrestling, and then all of a sudden, just randomly, they're both bleeding.
That's what happens when it's Benoit and Regal. They just start spontaneously start bleeding.
It's like we had that crazy match on Velocity, and everybody loved the blood. So let's somehow wrestle a non-blood feud type match, and we're just gonna technical wrestle, and then we bleed out of nowhere, both of us, same time.
It's like John Moxley. They just start bleeding for no reason.
So, oh shit! You know what? I do have a co-host here. I have been disrespecting you this whole time.
Oh no!
Thoughts on Orton? Thoughts on the Orton promo at the beginning?
What?
I said thoughts on the Orton's promo.
I'm confused. I thought you were bringing somebody.
No. I have not. I've been zooming through this and not asking your thoughts. That's what I'm saying.
I was so confused. I was like, is he doing a bit?
No, that's why I just realized. I know that was random to go from that to right back to the beginning, but I just realized I had not been asking for your thoughts this whole time. So that's
it was a good segment.
Okay.
And the tag match was awesome because it had the dicks in it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. JBL with Josh Matthews.
It was great because it had Josh Matthews in it.
Benoit and Regal, I give a 2.5. After the match ends, which Benoit wins, Benoit dives at Booker T. Again, Booker's on commentary. This is in the middle of their best of 5, where they're trying to recreate that best of 7 from WCW. Actually, it was a best of 7, right?
Yeah.
And so they're trying to recreate that best of 7 in WCW. So Benoit dives at Booker T. They brawl a little on the outside until Benoit puts him in the crossface. Charmel comes over and she's just trying to get him off, get Benoit off of Booker T. And then she grabs a steel chair. She's about to hit Benoit with a steel chair. Benoit gets up, he sees it, and just scares her away. And that's the end of that. What were your thoughts on Benoit versus Regal? A random technical wrestling match that ends in blood for both guys.
It's probably the best. It's one of the best matches I think we have all night. Just out of the principle that it's an actual match. I thought it was fine. Benoit and Regal have decent chemistry.
Tyreek Hill's in trouble. Did you hear that?
I know. Well, you know what happened is you said Benoit scares off Charmel. I'm like, oh, she should be scared. Benoit.
So we got Orton backstage, and again, the big debut that's happening later on in this show. So Orton says he's going to take out Matt Hardy tonight. Like we said, there is a Hardy on this show. And then he's going straight to Batista's locker room, and he's going to demand that title match at Aarmandgon. So they are doing this in the backstage area. They're standing there. There's this clock on the wall. So now they walk away. I should say that it's Randy Orton and Bob Orton. He's talking to Bob Orton. Everything he was saying there was to Bob Orton. So now as they leave, the camera pans on this clock, and all of a sudden the clock's just going around and around and around. What'd you think of this segment?
Now, I'm no dead expert, but do clocks?
I don't think
go round and round.
I don't think this was Undertaker. I think this was for the debut.
Maybe.
Because all it's if that was the only thing to happen, I would have said, yeah, that's Undertaker playing with Orton. But this is the third time that this has happened, and it wasn't all Orton. It wasn't all to Orton. The first was the tag match where the lights flicker on and out, and then the blood with the JBL segment, and now that clock, which just so happened to be in Orton's segment.
To be fair, though, it is hilarious to think that the Undertaker is missing. He will miss his. He'll miss his call time. I'm just gonna fuck with this clock.
So I give that segment an 8 out of 10. Orton still thinking he deserves. He still thinks he deserves that world title shot for killing a man.
Hey, give me a title shot. I killed him. I should be arrested, but I'm Randy Orton.
So now we have Randy Orton taking on Daniel
Yes.
Hardy. We have Randy Orton taking on Daniel Hardy's brother, Matt Hardy. And
this is it.
This is a really good segment coming up after this match. But the match itself, I mean, it was a quick match. Orton actually, it's surprising. Orton, the heel, who's got a ton of heat on him right now, gets a clean victory. RKO's Orton in the middle of the ring, pins him 1, 2, 3. But it's not about the match here, which, by the way,
but
2.5. I give it the same rating I gave Regal and Ben Wallace.
This was so. I walked into my mother's room.
Okay.
She had UPN. She had my network on because it wasn't UPN. I don't know why.
No,
it was. They called it my network TV for me.
I thought the move off of UPN was 2006. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Maybe it was much different. Maybe it's like centralized to Iceland, New York.
The big thing that happened in 2005 was the move to Friday nights, not UPN going under. It was the move to Friday nights, and then UPN. I know this because the last thing to ever happen in UPN television, it's on YouTube, you can look it up, was Smackdown going off the air. I think Lashley was in the ring or something, and it was from like September of 2006.
I do remember being pissed off that the Mets, because I wasn't a big Met fan at the time, somehow the Mets preempted SmackDown. Oh no!
Was that? Was that?
It was 06.
Okay, so that would be May 19th.
Yeah, it was that. That actually does sound very true because I remember being pissed off that I missed Rey Mysterio versus Kane.
Yeah, it was okay. I got to tell the story for that from my perspective. Well, first off, I was watching the game. David Wright hit a walk off on Mariano Rivera, but I was also flipping back and forth on SmackDown. You're going to be jealous of me now, or 9-year-old you at least is going to be jealous because we had Dish at this time, and Dish was picking up like a lot of like out of town networks, and I believe I watched SmackDown on CW Boston that night, and I do remember I was saying all night that JBL's mystery partner has to be Kane, right? It's May 19th. That's who they keep doing this May 19th thing. And now all of a sudden on May 19th, Rey Mysterio has a mystery opponent. And sure enough, JBL comes out and is like, your opponent is Kane. I was like, I knew it. But I did see some of that SmackDown because I was like flipping back and forth between SmackDown and the game. Which, yeah, that was one of the bigger wins of 06 too. It's funny that you were pissed about it. I remember... So, I loved SmackDown in like 03. And at the point we're in right now, the one we are talking about, May 19th, I was a little, starting to get really bored with WWE, even though I was still watching. But in 03, that was like the height of, me wanting to watch WWE. And when they announced the whole mission accomplished thing, remember that?
Yes. Mission
That
accomplished.
that aired right in the middle of a SmackDown episode, and I remember it was like Rhino. It was a Rhino match, and it's not like I was a big Rhino fan, but it's still like SmackDown's on. I don't want anything preempting that. All of a sudden, they cut away from SmackDown just to show that, and that pissed me off.
President George W. Bush, mission accomplished. We have beaten Rhino. We have brought to a permanent and compromised Rhino. Sorry, Frank.
so let's get to let's get
So I'm in my mother's room. She has whatever channels playing SmackDown
it's on you
at the time. And I sit down in the chair. My friends liked wrestling at this point, but I didn't.
Okay.
So I see Randy Orton versus Matt Hardy. I see at least the ending.
Yeah.
And then Undertaker says, "You killed me, Randy." And as somebody who, for whatever reason, at that point, I was a freaky kid. I was into dead. I was into dead shit, dead stuff.
Yeah.
When he said that, it was like a light just went poof, and here we are, almost 20 years later, still watching this shit.
Yeah.
8 WrestleManias later,
Right.
still fucking here.
It was 9/15, so September 15th, 2006. That was the night, and SmackDown was the last thing to air on UPN's network. So if you look up that episode 9/15/06 on the network, that's it. That's the last UPN episode. So let's get to your infamous segment, the first segment for you. So Orton has beat Matt Hardy clean, RKO, and while he's celebrating his victory, that infamous gong hits, and Randy Orton ain't celebrating no more. So you don't see Undertaker though; you just hear him, and Undertaker says, "Orton, this is the man you tried to kill," and the Ortons try to leave. Obviously, they're scared because they don't see Undertaker, but they're hearing him. So the Ortons try to leave, and just like at Great American Bash 2004, when Paul Heyman was just about to pull that lever, boom, Thunderbolt hits, stopping the Ortons from leaving. Bob Orton, I don't know if you caught this. Bob Orton he hit under the ring. He just ran and hit under the ring.
Now, mind you, that pyro thing that they did, that was close fans.
That's true. Yeah.
Undertaker doesn't give a shit. He'll take people with him.
Well, you remember what happened at WrestleMania 24?
Yeah, I was there. I almost.
Really?
We left right before everyone in our section got blown to smithereens.
Holy shit! Wow. So yeah, Bob Orton and Randy Orton tried to leave. The Thunderbolt hits. Bob Orton scatters under the ring. Randy Orton went back into the ring. It's Randy Orton tried to like go to the crowd. He's trying to get out from the crowd, and then
he's like, "Stop touching me! Don't touch me!"
And then like
all of
a sudden he finds an entrance, whichever way you're coming, and they essentially just do another shot where it's like the casket from Survivor Series. So Orton sees that, freaks out, and he just runs back in the ring. And
imagine you're coming back for your popcorn. You're getting your popcorn. You just see a fucking big ass casket standing in your way.
I'm pretty sure they have it somewhere where there's like guards standing there. It's like can't go back yet.
But even like Randy Orton is just like shit. He's literally running back in the ring. Like, what if you're getting up because you have to use the bathroom? He trips into you. What the fuck?
So Undertaker's like, "What's wrong, Randy? Are you afraid of caskets? I mean, you loved caskets when I was in one." So he's scared, and then he says He's the one. Undertaker is going to be the one, or no, he not going to. He is the one that does the killing. He says. So Orton runs into the crowd again. It's like he'll run into the crowd, something will happen, he'll run back in the ring. That's what keeps happening here. But
Just run up
next,
the stage, you idiot.
he
Get
tried
to the
that.
back.
He tried that, and then the Thunderbolt.
Try it again. Run to the other side. Hide under the ring.
Yeah, that's what his dad did.
Yeah, his dad is smart. We never saw him again. He's still under that, as it say.
So now, as he comes into the crowd on the other side of the arena, a normal pyro just hits that area. So now he runs back into the ring, and Undertaker says, "Orton, you're coming with me, and we're going straight to hell, hell in a cell."
What he said, if I remember correctly, because this is the promo that is ingrained in my mind.
Yeah.
You're on the highway to. Yeah. You're on the highway, Randy.
He did say that. Yeah.
The highway to hell. Yeah. Hell in a cell. And then we cannot underestimate undersell Randy Orton's facials in this segment, because you think he's legitimately gonna shit his pants. How terrified he is.
Yeah, Orton made this the segment of the night in my book. His reactions made this the segment of the night. Absolutely. So you got this as your segment of the night? I would think you do.
And by default, it has to be the segment of the night.
So now we go to break after that, and we come back, and Randy Orton is trying to convince your SmackDown GM, Teddy Long, to take this match off. This match ain't happening. No Hell in a Cell match. I deserve my world title shot. To which Teddy Long says, Hell in a Cell is still on.
I love how he's still on about winning a world title match, even though the Undertaker is back. Yeah. Do you think Undertaker's not gonna screw you out even if you get the world title match? Shit.
This is another thing too. I say this all the time because just for some reason when I say I love storyline build, for some reason everybody's like, oh, this guy just loves promos. Like what? Christian's one of those who says that all the time. You love promos. That's the only thing you really like. It's like, no. This segment we saw right here, it wasn't necessarily a promo. Just that whole thing building up there where Undertaker's playing the mind games with Randy Orton. That was a great segment. That was more than just a guy standing in the ring and talking with a mic for 20 minutes. And there's nothing wrong with that. I do enjoy that. As if it's talking about something that's big, one of the bigger storylines. The one thing is I say that I want weekly shows to start with promos. And I think that's where everybody's like, oh, so you just like promos. It's like, no, that's not what I mean by that. There's more to storylines than just going out a promo here, a backstage interview here. It's segments like that with Orton and Undertaker there, even though we didn't see Undertaker. That's the type of stuff that makes the storyline really interesting, and other things as well, but it's more than just promos.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to say that all the time because I swear it's happened so many times to me where everybody's like, well, that's what you love. You love promos. That's the only thing you like on that. It's like, when did I ever say that's the only thing? That's not what I mean by storylines on weekly shows. But anyway, this is another great segment here. Another one I give 10 out of 10. What do you think about that?
I thought it was a great segment. It was
Orton and Teddy.
It shows that Randy Orton's still no, give me my fucking title match, you
Yeah. Now we have Crystal Marshall, and it's kind of a shame she didn't really last that long. But I think for a short time she was in ECW or something. But yeah, she didn't really last that long. She's here interviewing Simon Dean. and she asked Simon Dean if if he is afraid of his opponent tonight, and that would be the debuting Boogeyman. Now we know what's going on with all these crazy sightings here. It's the Boogeyman. Except for that last segment with Orton in the ring. Obviously, that
Well,
was
you should, that could have been the Boogeyman mimicking the Undertaker. We don't know.
So Simon Dean is like, I'm not afraid of the boogeyman. The boogeyman hides in people's closets and under people's beds. That guy's a freak. I'm not afraid of him. In fact, let me promote my Simon system here. And so he has like a silver platter with a top on it, and he takes the top off, and all you see is Boogeyman's head. It's like, I'm the Boogeyman. I'm coming to get you. And he's eating worms. And Simon Dean just runs away. By the way, Simon Dean was good in this segment too, because like he was telling you he's scared. I mean, he's telling you he's not scared, but by his actions, his voice, and everything, you can tell he is a little bit scared. And obviously, once the boogeyman popped up, he damn sure was scared. The segment as a whole, I'd give it about 7 out of 10. I mean, Simon Dean and Boogeyman, it's not like, this all-time great feud that, it's like not that big interest.
It's the greatest feud ever. It's freaking Nova.
Your legitimate thoughts on this segment besides the joke, it's the greatest,
You saying it's a joke. No, I thought it was a fine segment. Do you know the story of how important the Boogeyman is to WWE history in a way?
He got Jim Cornette to slap Well, in a way, he was the reason why Jim Cornette slapped Santino Marella.
Yes, which got Cornette fired, which probably saved his life according to him. So,
oh yeah, that's right too. He deserved to get fired, but it's a good thing at least it saved his life.
I mean, even Cornette said like, maybe I shouldn't have slapped him as many times as I did.
And Santino Marella said it like
Santino Morella's gonna defend himself no matter what. I mean, he's obviously gonna see no fault in what he did.
No, but what he said was right. He said the only reason that Corny did that is because he knew what position Santino Marella was in. He's just trying to get into WWE, so obviously he's not gonna fight the guy that's essentially his boss. And if he does that, that's going to get him fired. So that's obviously, pretty good reason for Jim Cornette to not be worried as he is slapping Santino. And I don't think he had any reason, Cornette, to think that was going to get him fired. I don't know, but it did.
No, it was just, at the end of the day, it was a good excuse for them to finally fire him, which I think they pretty much were at that point. So
they were one.
At the end of the day, Santino should have ran, but Cornette probably shouldn't have slapped him as many times as he should have. Though.
You know what's important when you're doing something like this? Communication.
Well, I'm pretty sure Santino was told to run.
Even to Jim Cornette himself said that Santino's response was, nobody told me anything. And Jim Cornette in this interview himself says, well, what do you expect me to do? I got WWE on my ass. This is him talking to like the interviewer, and I think there was a crowd. This was uploaded not too long ago on Hannibal's YouTube. So he's like talking, and I've known this story for a couple of years, but Hannibal recently uploaded this video where Cornette's like talking to a crowd, and he's like, I had I got WWE on my ass. I gotta worry about doing shit on my own show here and all that, which is obviously OVW, his own show.
Yeah,
it's connected to WWE at this point.
They didn't own it though. That was part of his problem.
He did. He didn't own it.
No, he didn't own it. It was him and forgot his friend's name, but he worked for them. He was basically the second in hand.
Right. But he pretty much said it like, I didn't tell Santino Marella. So you're gonna slap him, but meanwhile you're the guy you didn't tell. You got to make sure.
But everybody else was running.
Well, but then why the hell didn't anybody tell Santino? He's sitting there
because I think it's common sense.
Maybe I don't even think he knew anybody was running, because the way Cornette tells it is like he's just got his head down, and all of a sudden he looks up at Boogeyman and just smiles at him.
Well, what happened was
somebody's got to tell him to run.
He brought his niece or his daughter there because he was told that Boogeyman was going to come over there and scare. But he wasn't even the one with his niece or his daughter. But it was the girl behind him.
Right, they told him something else there. They said he's going to scare your niece. Obviously, he doesn't think that means run. They should have told him run. Plain and simple.
And to Jim Cornette's credit, he did try with the Boogeyman gimmick, because the way Jim Cornette is, he's not really into all the obvious fake stuff. Yeah. So he actually did try to turn it into this guy's insane. He thinks he's the Boogeyman.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's actually not a horrible idea. You're turning chicken shit into trying to turn chicken shit into chicken salad. So,
I mean, if you're going to do a character like that, where else would you go with that character?
Well, I mean, we never found out what the hell Boogeyman was. For all we know, he really was the fucking Boogeyman. He never cut an in from like, I'm actually a mentally ill person.
Well, all he did was eat worms, and it's one of the more disgusting characters.
He also ate that mole off of Jillian Hall's face.
That was silly. Which Jillian did come out with that mole on, I believe, on this show.
That was her. That's the one segment these days I can't even look back on. I'm like, oh, that's disgusting. But for a fact, Vince McMahon was laughing his ass off in the back.
Right. Do you know what's next?
We've
been doing these on all those 04 shows, and
it's the Raw rebound.
We did all those SmackDown rebounds. Now we have a Raw rebound, and it's almost like it's January of 2003 all over again, because Mr. McMahon is telling Eric Bischoff, if you don't get the job done, you will be fired. And who's going to replace you? My son, Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon comes out and cuts a promo on Bischoff, just like in 2003. The what they did in 03 was Eric Bischoff and Vince McMahon were standing by Mr. McMahon's limo, and Bischoff was like, "Who do you even have that can replace me?" Mr. McMahon opens the door. Shane McMahon comes out. So they teased Shane McMahon taking over for Eric Bischoff twice.
Which never happened.
It never happened.
Yeah.
So, I believe the main event was John Cena versus Chris Masters and Kurt Angle, and what Bischoff was delivering here. This time it wasn't Stone Cold returning, but this time it is that John Cena was going to tap out in this main event, and instead John Cena made Chris Masters tap out. And then Mr. McMahon, the Raw rebound ends with Mr. McMahon saying that somebody is going into the dumpster next week or something like that. So
the garbage truck.
Yeah, so that's the Raw. That next Raw was the Raw where Eric Bischoff was fired.
Take out the trash.
That's what he said. Next week we're gonna have to take out the trash. He said something like that. Yeah. So now the show takes a little bit of a couple of boring matches, truthfully, not segments. Boogeyman versus Simon Dean and Boogeyman's debut. I gave this 1 star. Boogeyman got the win. What do you think?
He's the Boogeyman, and he's coming to get you. He has 100% win rate at WrestleMania.
That's crazy. He's undefeated.
That's better than Undertaker.
We can move on from that. SmackDown tour highlights. So they were doing a tour.
Yay.
They were doing a tour here, and towards the end of those highlights, they showed some of the tributes they had for Eddie Guerrero. Obviously, this show was just 11 days away from the month anniversary of Eddie Guerrero's passing. So obviously they're doing this tour. Eddie's passing is still very fresh on everybody's mind, and for some of those people, from pretty much everybody, um, this is the first time those people got to go to a WWE event after Eddie passed away. Some of those people were probably, once they got their tickets, probably really excited to see Eddie. Sadly, of course, that did not happen.
Yeah, I'm sure they played the freaking. No, I guess they waited. They didn't even have that done yet. They didn't have the freaking tribute video for Eddie yet. With
Uh,
three doors down. With 3 doors down. I'm
well,
here without you, baby.
they used that on the tribute episode right after he died. I'm
Did
pretty
they?
sure.
Because I thought they saved that until for the they debuted that at the best of Smackdown, which was
No.
funny enough the Fallout show from Armageddon.
Yeah, this was a weird time. This was a weird time where they were doing this on Raw too. With, like before this, like '03 had a best of. The last Raw of '03 was a best of. So the last SmackDown of '05 was the best of. The last SmackDown of '06. But it's not a bad thing because at least the talent get the holidays off.
Yeah, now they just double tape it.
Yeah,
They just double tape a
right.
SmackDown or a Raw. Raw's a little bit obviously a little harder to do a double tape because it's 3 hours.
Hmm.
You have the fans sitting there for 6 hours, which is a bit of a drag. But
Raw
yeah,
wasn't 3 hours in '05.
no, I'm saying now.
Now, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, now they just double tape stuff instead of having a best
Oh,
of.
so you're saying that's what they do now? Oh, okay, I see, I see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
occasionally they like to have a if Christmas is like on a Saturday,
Mhm.
they'll still have a live show that Monday because
Okay,
they got to do their post Christmas show at MSG, obviously.
right. I was at the post Christmas show at MSG in 2011.
I
CM
was
Punk.
that was that the
See
snow one?
the which one?
Was that the one where all the trains got canceled because of the snow?
I don't think that it was one. What I do know is there was a big story that came out after that show that CM Punk was actually stopped by security at the gate. Like he had to show like identity and prove that he was actually CM Punk, which is crazy. The main event though was CM Punk and Miz in a steel cage, if that helps.
See, it was either 2010 or 2011, the first time that they were doing the post
Right.
Christmas show, and I was supposed to be there, but that was the day of a it was supposed to snow that night, so we
Oh,
didn't go. We didn't go, and it turned out to be for the best because it snowed, and the wonderful MTA they freak out over an inch of snow, so a couple of feet of snow was a bit much for them.
yeah, yeah. So if that was 2011, then we would have been in the same building
Yeah,
once again.
we keep on almost meeting each other, Frank. It's like me and freaking John Ledecky. We keep on running into each other, and I never even know it.
Wow. So coming off the tour highlights, we have Lashley versus Sylvan, another match I have really no interest in. At this time,
So,
they were really they were really getting high on having the big guy just brawl through everybody, and I'm really not a fan of that, to
it's
be honest.
Servan. It's Servan. We just had him on the fucking last draw we did.
Yep, we did. Now he's on SmackDown, getting destroyed by Lashley.
So he was in the fucking Royal Rumble. They took a spot from probably somebody more deserving to put Servan Garnier in
Yeah. Uh, you have anything else to say about Lashley versus Sylvan?
there. Look, it's Bobby Lashley. I don't know whether they're still doing job matches for him at this point. He had a pretty good showing at Survivor Series, so I don't know.
So
I guess
you
Saran gets a freaking payday. Good for him.
yeah. So you said your match of the night was Benoit Regal.
Yeah, that was probably the best actual match of the night.
So we get to my match of the night now, and that would be the main event: Rey Mysterio and JBL taking on Kane and Big Show. And I think that Michael Cole and Taz, I don't know if they were necessarily doing their job checking out the monitors, because at one point, Rey Mysterio's down. Kane pins him. JBL comes out to break up the pin, obviously. And then he's checking on Mysterio. And Mysterio kind of mistakenly pokes him in the eye. And the Cole and Taz are like, oh, a little bit of a mistake right there. JBL just got poked in the eye by the referee. Like,
the referee just falls off. Boop.
like, wait a minute.
Fuck you, JBL. Boom.
You just see Mysterio's hand go up, and they don't even sell it, Cole and Taz. As soon as it happened, they were talking about something, and it's like Mysterio's hand goes up and pokes JBL in the eye, and they're still going on about something. And then as like maybe a few seconds later, finally, I think it was Cole, is like, oh, the ref, I think, poked JBL in the eye. And it's like, what?
What a dick.
Like, did you not see Mysterio's hand go up?
No, obviously not.
So JBL obviously is grabbing his eye, and he jumps out of the ring, leaves the ring with Jillian, and they walk out. And obviously, a little heat on JBL. Obviously, he's still the heel, even though he's carrying the flag for SmackDown here. So as he walks out, it's like, oh, he is such a fraud. He was holding the flag for SmackDown and blah,
He's
blah.
hurt.
And now he leaves on us. And that's what Taz was saying. He's like, you don't know, man. He got poked in the eye.
Yeah, shit. Maybe he's hurt. Like, how about I poke you in the eye, Cole? See how much you want.
But this
if
is
you want
where
to continue the show.
This is where the match picks up, where Mysterio has to fend off Kane and the Big Show 2-on-1. He gets both of them on the ropes for the 619. He 619's Kane first, then he 619's Big Show, and then he goes for the West Coast Pop with both of them right there. They catch him, double choke slam, 1, 2, 3. Like I said, this is my match of the night. I give it 4 stars. Not really anything too amazing in terms of matches, but Ray trying to be the underdog here, or Ray being the underdog here, made for a decent match. Oh, not a decent match, a really good matchup, but nothing. When I say like nothing like, oh, I gotta watch that over and over and over and over again. Nothing really like that on this show in terms of matches. The segments, that Orton Undertaker segment, you can watch that over and over again. That was really good. After that, Big Show and Kane, after they beat Mysterio, are still just going after Mysterio. They bring a chair in the ring, and they are about to choke slam Mysterio through the chair. But Batista's music hits. He comes in, he puts a beating on Kane and Big Show, and then he grabs a chair, bang to Kane's head, bang to Big Show's head, and the show goes off the air with Batista and Rey Mysterio celebrating. What did you think of the tag match here, and then at the end there to the show?
Oh man, I was half expecting Rey Mysterio to be like, Eddie, you got me, man. I'm by myself getting my ass kicked. And by the way, what an easy payday for Batista. He literally stays in the back the whole night. Doesn't even care that Randy Orton is being called out.
Well, he's hurt.
He's hurt.
Yeah.
He's hurt, and he's like, oh man, Randy seems to get his hands full there with that Undertaker. I think I'll just rest back here. Oh no, my friend's getting hurt. Better save him.
So, overall, what about? Oh, so that was you covered everything there. The match and the end there. Okay. So overall, out of 10 for this show, it's your first show ever. Although technically not your first show in full, because you tuned in during the end of Hardy Orton. What would you give this out of 10?
I'm going to give this a 9.5 out of 10.
All right. This is
I think it's
normal.
the highest show I've ever rated, by the way.
It is. It is. I was just about to say. Normally, my ratings are higher than yours. Not this time. I go a full point down from your rating. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. Still a very good show. There's just a little bit of stuff in there that we could have did without. Obviously, the Boogeyman Simon Dean match, I didn't care.
What?
Bobby Lashley versus Savan, didn't care. The tag team battle royal, didn't care, except for
We had the Dicks one, Frank, and we had freaking Kai and I can't even remember what I called them. Really. Two Kai and Tai. That's what it was.
the only way
Becky and
the
Scotty.
only, the only way I could have enjoyed that tag team battle royal if I was sitting at the broadcast booth, the announce table. That's the only way I could have enjoyed that.
It was 10 out of 10. Best match ever.
The only thing good about that match was Melina, and she obviously wasn't in the match itself. So there you go. That was a very boring tag team battle royal. But the stuff with Orton and Undertaker is absolute must see stuff. The
So
tag.
is
Go ahead.
so we can establish that the Undertaker obviously has mystical powers. He's the Undertaker. Does the Boogeyman have mystical powers?
Yes. So he's
Can we
making
have like a mystical powers battle?
he's making clocks go haywire.
Yeah.
He's flickering the lights in the tag match. He is
Undertaker's the only one who can do that. I'm just saying.
and he's making blood flow through the Smackdown.
Undertaker does that too.
But
I'm just saying.
Well, there you go.
Can we burn Boogeyman alive and will he come back?
There is your WrestleMania 22 main event. That's what they're building to here. Boogeyman
Yeah.
versus Undertaker.
Yes, of course. That is the biggest match in the history. Boogeyman versus the Undertaker. We got to find out.
We had history though on this episode. This is the first time we've reviewed a show together. Well, maybe did you? Oh, I gotta look back at some of our '06 reviews. Did you review? I mean, did we even do an out of 10 review for Royal Rumble '06? I don't even remember.
Probably not.
Yeah, because see that was still when like Christian was like sort of controlling what was going on, and like I told him, man, you go too fast. Let me do this. You're not even going through the segments, so let me do this. So that's yeah. This is the first time to my memory that Tro has rated a show higher than I have. You give it
Nostalgia, baby.
9.5 out of 10. I gave it 8.5 out of 10. But we are both in agreement that this is a very good Raw, very good SmackDown.
Not a very good Raw. That's a horrible Raw. It was a great SmackDown though.
How are you enjoying Victory Monday? Oh yeah, that's right. You don't celebrate. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, Frank. Please help. This is actually going to be Frank's last show. We've traded him for a few podcasters, so we hope that they turn out, but they'll probably become busts. So
you cannot trade me. I came here before you, so I have more pull than you do. I mean, you came here after me, so I have more pull than you do.
Yes, but you see, when you took that little break.
Oh, no, that break doesn't take anything away. I've still been here.
No, I don't think so.
My start date was April something 2022. You got to look at the date of our WrestleMania 19 review. That would be my start date. Your start date would be something 2023. That would be Royal Rumble. You mentioned Royal Rumble 06. That was his start date. Go look up that review. That would be his start date.
Yes, but who's the star of the most popular review that we have?
Who's the star of it? Me.
Me.
Nah.
It's called the Tro Effect.
You were
You
the
see,
Rook.
you added me to the Royal Rumble '06 review, and boom, the numbers they just started. I turned us from retro bros to FCT and
Well, no, because first we were Retro Bros at that time, but not too long
yeah,
after that, we changed to FNCENT,
that's right.
and then Christian was like, we gotta put Tro's name in there too because he's
I,
starting to really. So I was like, oh, you're gonna make me change the name again? Okay. I changed the name to FNC because I remember we talked about this before. Whenever you look up Retro Bros, it took you to some other YouTube channel. So I was like,
ooh,
okay, well, let's make our own name then, since this really wasn't our own name. And I can't even begin to say like how many times I've actually changed the name of this series, let alone the channel. This
and
series, what? Go ahead.
once you start doing shows with Muhammad, you're gonna have to change it again.
Oh no, that's not going to be a part of this series. That's going to be. I've already given it its own name. The positive spin.
I was about to
That's what
say
that's going to
you've
be.
already forgot.
I've had that name for about a year and a half now, but the original host backed out on me and just ignored me the last time I said, if you're ready, I'm ready to do it. It never responded. Like I said, he's a cool dude. If he doesn't want to do it, that's fine. But now I'm going to have to talk to Muhammad because there's going obviously the time zone difference. With us, it's easy because we're both from New York.
Yeah,
Muhammad's
we're
fucking
even doing it with freaking Christians, okay, because we're still at least two
two
hours or
hours
three
different.
hours.
2 hours.
Yeah,
Uh, I am. I'm gonna try to see if he's willing, Mohammed, if he's willing to do bonus shows too, a part of because the positive spin. It's only really WCW Russo days, but I got to get him to review that Survivor Series, the night the Raw after Survivor Series 2000, because he's like he made it sound
he
like it's
hates it.
yeah, we got to review that. If you want to be a part of that, you can come on and we can all three of us can review that
I'll
show.
have to see. I'll have to hear how Muhammad had the first show with you guys go before I'm
Yeah,
like before I
yeah.
jump in like, oh no, this dynamic it does not work.
Right.
It's literally just gonna be you and Muhammad beating up on me like, look at this guy
Um,
who doesn't like Vince Russo. Let's kick his ass.
no, it would not be like that. You know that. We
He's a cult member. Kill him. Different opinion.
there's if the sad thing is I've seen it so many times on my page because I have like wrestling fans who are like so freaking passionate about shit that they will legitimately fight people, get into arguments where they fight people. Um, that is like what happened with you on X yesterday, where you were defending them. Like that type of shit is not tolerated on this channel. I just want to make that
No,
we are not fighting over a television show. We may have different opinions, but everybody's opinion is welcome. And I want to make
except
that clear.
for except for certain opinions,
Like what?
like not liking Vince Russo. Obviously,
You
it
how
is
many
in the
times
rule book.
how many times have you and Christian said that you're not big Russo guys and I still do videos with you? It still come on you with you guys. So
Yeah,
I don't know what I don't
this was all set up to
I
get
don't know what
Muhammad so you guys can jump us.
no I don't know what rule book you're reading. I don't know what rule book you're
The
reading.
official FCT rule book.
Nah.
Yeah,
Yeah, if we get Muhammad on the show, I'm sure everything will go perfectly. We will obviously we're not me and Muhammad probably won't disagree on much, but that doesn't mean that when we have a guest like you, which like I said, I want to get you on that Raw review. That's what I'm saying because
here's this
you
here's
were
this
on
dumbass Tro.
you were on the video with us when he was going over that Raw. So and you do enjoy 2000 Raw, right? 2000 WWE.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll get you on. That's why I want to have you on that one. Obviously, you don't have to be a part of the Nitro reviews or the WCW pay per view
Am I
reviews.
gonna be bottom boy again?
What do you mean by that?
I'm always bottom. Whenever it's you and
Oh,
Christian
whenever
and
there's
me,
three of us,
I'm always
yeah.
bottom boy. I don't want. I don't
I
want to
don't
be bottom boy anymore,
I
man.
don't know. I don't know how that happens, but if that
Because
does
it's
happen,
because it's you two first, and then it's
oh,
me.
right? Because
Because I joined last.
yeah, me and Christian come right in. That's it. But I have the power to change that if I really wanted to. Because see, look, watch this. I can even make you. Yeah, there you go. See,
Oh, I'm
you
I'm
I
finally
can change that.
I'm in the Frank spot now, motherfuckers. Oh damn it! That was a short lived.
I'm just saying that if you come through and you're the one on the bottom again, we'll give you one episode. We'll give you one episode where you get like right here, right where you are
Oh,
right now, and Muhammad will be the
that was a short lived. I'm in the Frank spot now, motherfucker. I'm the
well.
host now, bastard.
When you're with Christian, that's the Christian spot as well. Normally, I'm the first guy in too, so if it's all three of us, yeah, I'm even in that spot because
Spots matter.
I'm the one that sets up the studios. So for my reviews, obviously, the ones that I'm on, I set up the studios. Christian, that you can tell just by looking at the titles of the reviews, you can tell they're different because I like to keep track of numbering the episodes, and Christian just wants the clickbait titles,
Yes.
so he doesn't number the episodes. So that's you see that's very different. And I don't mess with him when it's you and him. I don't mess with titles. It's like that's your guys' videos, so he can put them up however he wants. But I'm the one who creates the studios, so I put the titles for my shows, for our shows that I'm involved with. But our next shows, as we say, couple road twos coming up. Road to WrestleMania 15. No Royal Rumble 99 because we reviewed that. No February 13th 99 Raw because we've reviewed that. And Tro is just getting so tired of his team being 0-1 right now.
Yeah, fuck you.
We will we will cover we will not cover those two. We will cover every Raw from the night after Royal Rumble, except for of course that February 13th. We will cover the halftime heat, and no, Tro, we are not covering the Falcons and Broncos.
Damn it.
When we will be covering two pay-per-views, St. Valentine's Day Massacre and obviously WrestleMania 15. And hopefully we will find a way to have a couple of those Road to WrestleMania 15 shows on a Saturday. So we will have Muhammad on with us because obviously he's a big fan of 1999, just like me. And he says he's only available weekends to watch this. So yeah, we'll try to get a couple Saturday episodes in there for Muhammad. After that, the Road to Unforgiven 2001 minus the September 13th 2001
Yeah.
SmackDown. We mentioned that earlier because it was the first live SmackDown ever, and I did say we covered that. So obviously we're not going to cover it again. And like I said, Tro, if you want to cover them, you can. You
Oh,
can.
that show would be canceled. I swear to God.
No, I mean
I
like
would.
not that. I mean like the Royal Rumble
I was.
'99,
I was
February
gonna say.
15th.
Yeah, I don't think you want me to
Yeah.
cover that episode of SmackDown.
No. And we are not adding because again, we just had to knock out a ton of shows just to get to these last two
Yeah.
road twos. We are not going to add another show until Unforgiven 2001, and I'm Christian will be there for the Unforgiven '01. I'm almost certain of it. But if I hit him up that day and I'm like, "You ready to do it?" and he says no, he's got to be there because he's got to pick the next show. If he's not there, then
It'll be your pick.
because you picked Road to Unforgiven 01.
Yeah.
But
Are you gonna pick another? Are you gonna pick another road two, or you haven't
oh,
even started thinking about it?
I haven't been thinking about it, but I know that that's what I'd be going to Road to. And once we get
Probably gonna
to
be new. It's probably gonna be new generation, isn't it?
that's a different series. I have
Oh, that's
that
right.
I have that planned for once we get to Unforgiven 01. Because even when it comes to other series, I'm not trying to add stuff. But for my pick for this series, it will be another Road to, most definitely, most likely. But my pick, as long as Christian's here, my pick is after Christian.
He's gonna pick another. He's gonna pick a road two that's like really long.
I think he is though. I think he's,
But
but I
by
don't.
the time that we get to another pick for me, it's gonna be 2026.
No, well, that's the thing. The Islanders are starting soon, and you obviously have season tickets. But we've gotten
Yeah.
through shows. I remember back last year, you'd always be like, "We got to get through this because I got the game to go to." So we last year we were getting through shows when
Yeah.
So we should have no problem. We are going to get through these next two road twos way before September ends. I will tell you that right now. We're gonna
We
try to
still have to
not
do an Islanders recap. We have to do an Islanders preview too.
preview.
Don't forget.
When we do the Islanders preview, by that point we will have finished the Road to Unforgiven 01. I can guarantee that. We
Starring Josh Bailey.
we're gonna get through a couple of shows this week. What do we got? Like it's already Monday. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. So we got 5 days, and absolutely we're gonna try to do it one on Saturday. So that's one day. We got 5 days. We'll probably do like 4 shows in 5 days if we can. If we can.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm saying that before even asking Tro, but if Tro can't do it, obviously we won't. But if you can, 4 shows,
Yeah,
5 days.
I don't know what for season Saturday. I might be going out with friends. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll see what happens, but we're gonna try to get at least 3 out of the way this week.
Yeah.
We've already got 1, so um, what else we got? And obviously, again, Saturdays we're gonna try to. I don't know when I'm gonna hit up Muhammad to talk about the time difference and everything, but we're definitely not gonna start the positive spin this Saturday. But maybe if I talk to him soon, we'll start it next Saturday. We will see. Um, Again, happy Victory Monday. Tro doesn't celebrate, but happy Victory Monday to everybody who celebrates. Happy Victory Monday to everybody who wears the orange C, baby. Shout out to Tyreek Stevenson. Like I said, he was going to lead the team in picks this year. He's going to lead the league in picks this year. And he's already got 1, and it was a pick 6. And Tro, how many pick 6s did your boys get yesterday?
How many pick sixes did Daniel Jones have, or just overall?
No, I mean your defense, like not ones that Daniel
We
Jones threw.
well, he only threw one. It was at the end of the game, so it doesn't count. Um, we didn't get any pick sixes, but I think we had an interception. We had a good fumble.
Mm-hmm. And shout out to Ryan Poles, man, to go out and get this kid, Darrell Taylor. He was all over Will Levis yesterday. Will Levis probably been having a mental breakdown since that game ended. It was like looking for Darrell Taylor because that dude was all over Will Levis. At one point earlier in the game, he almost had a strip sack of Levis. And then later in the game, he did have a strip sack of Levis. So the boys got takeaways. Obviously, that's what we're going to be doing all year. The defense is going to be taking the ball away.
Yep.
Perfect.
Once we go off the air, I'm gonna something happened during my Call of Duty stream yesterday that was interesting.
Oh yeah, we can talk about that. Yeah. We really don't have too much to say anyway, so we can end it now.
Yeah.
We've already gone over what we got next, so thank you to anybody who watched. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this show. We got more coming for you. And again, there is a playlist if you are new to this. If you're watching this, you're brand new. We have a playlist, F&C Retro Wrestling Reviews. There's all 55 episodes in that playlist. Tro and Chris,
They get better. They get better as time goes on. I swear.
they do. Look, I was very shy when we first started. Those first couple episodes, I wasn't that good. So it's not like I'm great now, but yeah.
You're reaching your prime. In about a year or two, we'll have to put you to the side.
There's a difference from an athlete and somebody who sits in front of a microphone and talks. You can do that till you're dead. Pretty
No,
much.
no. Same exact thing. Obviously.
Obviously, Tro and Christian have their series, T&C Reviews. It's not titled that. The videos aren't at least, but the playlist is. Look up the playlist, T&C Reviews. You can see all of Tro and Christian's reviews. And again, thank you to anybody who's watched. We will see you at some point this week because we got a lot of shows coming this week.
Yeah.
So thank you to everybody who's watched.